Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. Now, viewers, it's Fire Friday tonight. I do apologize for not having a show Thursday night. I had some things to do that gained my attention, but nevertheless, I am here. It's Fire Friday. Let me hear what you have to say about the issues that is taking place in your country. 238-6716. Feel free to call in. It's a live calling program from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy TV. We have a rerun at 10 a.m. the following day, but because of the media conference with the health ministers and others, it is unable to run. But nevertheless, as soon as the COVID-19 passes away from Trinidad, we will be back as a rerun from 10 a.m. Now, viewers, let me hear what you have to say, because I have a very important topic to talk to you about tonight. Now, remember, we have a food drive going on. I'm asking you to plant a seed of $1,000. Those of you who know about planting seed, feel free to contribute. We are the only program that is asking the public to help those in need. The only one. But nevertheless, we are here for the citizens. We create a platform, we create a voice. It is expensive, but nevertheless, it is here for you. So, one of my questions tonight: when the Vice President and her members, her entourage, now keep in mind, she is the Vice President of Venezuela. When she landed in Trinidad, was a security detail added on to her for her own safety? You know, anywhere a Prime Minister would go, or a President would go, or a Vice President would go, they would have a security detail. So I am asking you tonight, these citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and those in authority, was a security detail added for the safety of the Vice President and her entourage from Venezuela to Trinidad? Was a security detail added on to her and her entourage for her safety? And if so, did the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffith, knew about it? I'm asking. Because any minister traveling to another country, I am sure security will be provided. You see, these are ways that we would know if the security in Trinidad and Tobago knew what was taking place. Did the Commissioner of Police knew about security details? Was he informed of it by the Minister of National Security or the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Because we are talking about a Vice President of another country. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
You're looking nice tonight, Saeed.
Thank you, my dear.
First time caller.
Welcome. Where are you calling from?
Mayaro.
What do you think about our program, Real Talk with Saieed Ali?
Real good, real good.
Thank you, my friend. Now, have you seen the counselors in your area giving out hampers? She there? She left? Feel free to call in, viewers, 238-6716. Let me hear what you have to say. Because everybody, every media house in Trinidad is being bombarded by the visit of Delcy Rodriguez. Everybody's asking why she's here. Tonight I am asking those in authority, the medias, the press, individuals of Trinidad and Tobago, if a security detail was provided for Ms. Rodriguez and her team, did the Commissioner of Police know about it? And if he knew about it, was he aware of the sanction that placed by the U.S. on Ms. Rodriguez? Because this question is not circulating in the media briefing. It is nowhere on television. It is nowhere on printed press. So this is where the Minister of National Security comes in and the Commissioner of Police. So I am asking, who provided the detailed security, and did the Commissioner of Police knew about it? If so, was he aware of the sanctions that were placed on Ms. Rodriguez? This is something for you all to take into consideration. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Good night.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Said. Good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I have a other thing to ask you. What I would like you to do is to find out from a doctor for me, because I went to a supermarket today and I met a woman who's saying that she getting a real problem to breathe when she wearing the mask. So she said when she home and she not using the mask, she breathing properly. And she don't have no really kind of sickness. So I was telling her, I said maybe, remember the human body make up in such a way that you're breathing oxygen and you're giving out carbon
Yes.
monoxide, right?
Yes.
So I telling her maybe it have a problem with the amount of oxygen that she receiving in her head, and then the carbon monoxide not all coming out, So maybe that could be the problem. So what I would like you to do is to find out from our doctor first, and say it on your program. Maybe she might be able to hear it, and other people could know. Maybe while we are saying we covering we face from COVID, we could be experiencing another problem with our breathing. So that's what I would like you to do for me, please.
Thank you, my friend.
Right.
I hope some doctor is probably listening. They could probably call in and give the answer to the gentleman. So viewers, keep in mind what I'm asking you. Feel free to call in 238-6716. Let me hear what you have to say. So as we move on tonight, government is spending, listen to this, $400 for a single room and $600 for a double room at the Cascadia Hotel in St. Anne's. The cost was revealed today by the Minister of Health, Terence Dialsing, at the daily virtual media conference.
To set up the Tagarigua Rocket Center, initially for the contingent from Barbados, would have cost the taxpayer close to $1 million. $1 million. Large number of people. The cost of Cascadia per room, as we stand now, is $400 per night for a single room and $600 per night for a double room.
The minister said that the government have spent close to $1 million on the UWI Debe campus.
In the case of Debe, we had to spend close to another $1 million to outfit Debe, exclusive of the cost that UWI would have spent for external works like fencing and so on.
The Cascadia Hotel has been added to the list of facilities being used by the government to house persons as a result of COVID-19. Camp Belanja has been used at a cost of $85,000 per month, while the Davis home in Sandy Grande was rented at a cost of $105,000 per month for 3 months. The home of the football in Vancouver was given to the government to use at no cost. The Tacarigua Rocket Center had cost over $1 million, and the UWI campus also costed over $1 million. So viewers, all these money spending to house individuals, and we have hospitals in Trinidad and Tobago that is already outfitted with toilets and baths, beds, machineries, doctors, nurses, but yet you go on to spend money that is unnecessary. Unnecessary money that is spending. And we the citizens now, we just sitting back and allowing this to happen. No one in the media asks, why are we spending these extra money, these wasted money, when we already have the hospitals? Why? Call good night. Hello? The government is also using the hotel at Napa to house medical personnel until their quarantine is over. So at the end of COVID-19, March, April, May, can the Minister of Health, together with the Minister of Finance, give a breakdown on how many millions of dollars was spent for COVID-19? Because we are getting some figures. $938 million for citizens in Trinidad and Tobago when we only have somewhere close to $1.4 million. $934 million. Call a good night.
Hello.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, you tell me who is the owner of Cascadia Hotel?
I will have to find out that information for you.
Okay.
Thank you, my friend. 69 of the 70 persons who returned to this country from Suriname will be sent home today. Well, hopefully they made it. They were housed at the UWI campus upon their return to this country approximately 2 weeks ago. So $1 million was spent to house them. For 2 weeks. One remaining national will be moved to the Cascade Hotel.
Today, hopefully, and plans are being made for the contingent at DB, which was originally 69 people from Suriname plus one, so 70. Hopefully, and plans are being made now, I am told this morning, for the 69 persons from Suriname to be discharged from DB, so that's very good news for them. I want to thank them for their cooperation and wish them all the best as they return to their communities and their families, and thank those 69 persons for their patience and their cooperation. They really made it easy for us to care for them.
Like I said, the minister said there is almost approximately 250 beds in Cuba. But that wasn't good enough. Cuba wasn't good. So they went down to UA and Davie to spend $1 million to house them. So is our money well spent in Trinidad and Tobago for COVID-19? I am asking you, the viewers. Caller, good night.
Pleasant good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right
Calling from
ahead.
Siparia. Now, as you're on this topic, this is why I'm calling. This particular topic that you want here, this is why I'm calling. We have 12,162 people receive the relief grant. That cost the citizens $16.7 million. Mr. Ali, could somebody in your studio do the math? 12,162 people receive relief grants. That cost Trinidad $16.7 million. Mr. Ali, something is wrong. These 12,162 people have to be high-paid people.
Very well said.
16.7. Let somebody in your studio do it and figures. I was so good with figures, but they are fooling me. Locked on and listening. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now listen, they said we're moving on to religious grants. 9.46 million have been given to 62 regional bodies for the provision of food support to the needy. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said his office will monitor and evaluate the progress of the payment to ensure transparency. The money is being made available to the umbrella religious group in light of COVID-19 pandemic. Have any one of you all seen so far groups, religious groups that have received these checks? Have you all any from the area received any hamper or any stuff from these religious organizations? Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Just why I mentioned that we are the citizens in this country sit back and nobody says nothing about what the PNM do. But in this country, right, PNM could do anything they want, but UNC can't do what they want. Because if UNC are doing what PNM doing right now, you would have never hear the kind of the media, the union, everybody would have be talking about it. So what PNM could do, UNC can do. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Here it is, sir. Here it is, sir. Salary relief grants have been given. Here it is, sir. It have received by 12,162 persons. This comes even as a process is turning out to be very, very slow than the ministers anticipated. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley revealed that the cost of the grant given out so far is close to $16.7 million. He told the Parliament that this afternoon that the need for stricter checks in its time consuming. So the Prime Minister realized now that the officers that carries out these checks are moving too slow. Because people are begging and they are not receiving. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
So why did they go to the UE campus when Cuba is empty,
Thank
Cora
you.
is empty,
Thank you.
service is empty?
Thank you.
Why don't you use that and don't spend that money?
Thank you, my friend. You see, this is what I have been saying. We are spending, the Minister of Health is spending excess amount of waste money. And that is okay. That is okay with them. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saieed Ali.
Go right ahead, yes. You're live on Real Talk.
Right.
I am calling from Devi.
Okay.
Well, I am a Hindu, and Sanatan Dharma did give out money to our organization, and that was made into hampers, and we gave, it was over close to 1,000 hampers was made out.
Okay, so
And
you
in our
received
area, and it was delivered to the needy who really needed it.
Okay, so you receive hampers.
Yes, our temple did get some. There's about organization in South have about 30 to 40 mandirs, and each mandir got hampers.
Thank you, my dear. So you see, viewers, this is what we want to hear. This is what we want to hear. Now, the ministers could come out and say anything they want. They could say anything. But it is up to the citizen now to acknowledge, yes, well, Saeed, we got. So we would know now that the Hindu organization in Trinidad and Tobago is giving back. This is why I asked the question. So we would know this religious organization is giving back. The other one is giving back. That one is given. This one is given. This is why I'm asking. Because in Trinidad, well, we don't hear anything from any group. We will say, well, they are receiving money and not giving out. So hence the reason why I am asking for people to call in 238-6716. Let us hear what is taking place in your area. Caller, good night. Hello?
Saeed, good night.
Good night, my dear.
Yes. Saeed, I am not an accountant. But those figures that Mr. Rowley spoke about with people getting unemployment, relief, I can't see that at all, because that money could mine this country. Not only a few persons getting relief. The second thing, Saeed, the churches, again, as you kept saying, I am not seeing no hampers given out by these churches.
Thank you.
And these churches have followers that give in money out of their salary.
Yes.
Plus these churches not paying taxes. They're not paying rent for nowhere. Land free, everything free. Probably bills free. I stand corrected. I don't know. People's 10% go into the banks for these churches. On top of that, the government giving them money, and the people, the followers self, and even getting back a little hamper. Saeed, I want to thank the teachers of the Muslim school in El Socorro, the TIA.
Yes.
Mr. Shamir, he teaches my granddaughter.
Okay.
And he makes sure that they have schoolwork doing, and the balance of teachers there that doing the same. I want to say hats off and thank you very much for taking care of the kids while they are on this little break from school. Thank you, Sai.
Well, at least we know one school out of many is doing it. So thank you, my dear, for highlighting the school, and continue doing a good job, teachers. Now, viewers, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has insisted that exemptions for persons to return to this country would be done by a case-by-case basis. This comes in light of growing calls from nationals abroad to grant them permission to return home even though our borders remain closed. The Prime Minister today told the House of Representatives that closures of our borders is to protect the citizens of this country, and therefore it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that this is not compromised. Now, there's a blind man, Prakash Jaglal, is in St. Lucia. And his family and attorneys have sent over 5 letters to the Minister of National Security since March. April, no response. May, no response. Mr. Jaglal reached out to me from St. Lucia via WhatsApp. And he called me and he explained his situation to me. His family got in touch with me. I believe it's the Councillor Lakan Bodi. All right, Councillor, I do apologize for mispronouncing your name. I always say that. Even though he has reached out to me also. So I'm asking to someone from the Ministry of National Security who is in charge of these things. Could someone get in touch with me, please? We don't mind buying a ticket for Mr. Jaglal to come home. Now, Mr. Jaglal is a chutney singer in Trinidad and Tobago. He's a representation from the Blind Welfare Association. And no one is taking him on because no one wouldn't stand up for him. Even I believe the Blind Welfare Association did write to the Minister of National Security, his office, and up to now they haven't received any answer. So to Mr. Stuart Young, or your advisors, or your managers, or supervisors, or even the people in the office, someone, 3391670, get in touch with me. This is a blind man. He is from the Blind Welfare Association in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's also a chutney singer in Trinidad. So I mean, these are people from the ground, they are from the soil. Big businessmen coming in and going as they want. They're coming in. I heard one of them thanking the minister. Thanking the minister. But the poor man can't come in as they want. And that's the difference. You see, when you have money, you're up there. And when you don't have none, you're down there. But come election, it do business if you have money or you ain't have money. You see this little 1 inch in your fingertip? That would discount. That value more than money when election time comes around. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said,
yes?
Rowley and Stuart Young, them really feel everybody in this country really stupid, you know. You know, Derek Chin wanted to come back to Trinidad from Florida. Everybody had to beg and plead and hold lawyer and kind of thing. Telling you all sorts of things. That border is closed. You can't come. It has 6 people on a cruise ship.
Yes.
Want to get permission to come back to Trinidad. Nobody again granted permission. Derek Chin in Florida need to come back to Trinidad. To Mamagai people, tell them pass in the Bahamas and pick up a sick person over there and bring them down. So they divert all the attention. That's how they open up the borders for Derek Chin to come back into, because he's the owner of Movie Tongue and he's a big boy, to come back in the country. They know if he come back flying from Florida to Trinidad here, it got cause bacchanal. So they make it just go and pass and pick up somebody in our next country, and they divert all the attention from him just coming in, and they open up all the borders. But all the other citizens in this country have to beg and plead. You know what them feel? Them feel the system of all the people in this country supposed to be Wanda, Charles or Lingo. Steve, Wanda, Charles or Lingo. All are we blind. We can't see what's going on in this country.
Thank you, my friend.
Good morning, afternoon.
I believe he is in Trinidad, and I think he's in the Cascadia Hotel. I think so. So, viewers, you know, everybody likes to go up on Facebook. Everybody likes to go up on Facebook and label this one and label that one and label the next one. I was telling you all a couple days ago, about 2 days or 3 days ago, my lawyer called me 6:20 in the morning and told me one of my ex-employees are bashing me on Facebook. You see, I'm going to tell you something. There's a cyber Anybody ever hear about cyberbullying? I'll ever hear about that? Anybody know about that law existing in Trinidad and Tobago? Well, listen to this. I spoke about this on Tuesday. So my lawyer have reviewed the video of an ex-employee. And everything that she's saying, not everything, but I think it's the last 30 minutes, of her video was relating to a show on TV where the guy wants to be like Ian Allen. Listen carefully. She's saying the guy on that show is on Synergy TV. A couple of times she said Synergy TV. And she is telling all her viewers on Facebook, and she's telling women also to go check yourself, because if you slept with that guy, you might have STD. And she also goes on to say that the show on Synergy TV, the guy is asking for $1,000. And she also goes on to say he wants to put up a building. So what she said apparently for the last 30 minutes in her video was relating to Real Talk. Because Real Talk is the only show on Synergy TV is asking the viewers to contribute $1,000 to feed the poor. And it's only I, Saieed Ali, I told you all that I am in negotiation with a piece of land to put up a rape crisis center. So my lawyer have reviewed the tape, the video, and is planning how to take legal action. Also, I was informed today by the general manager of Synergy TV when he saw the video. Because what you are saying or you are relating to, there's a show with a guy on Synergy TV that is spreading STDs. And you are telling women to go get yourself tested. And you continue to say that you lost your job because of a woman. So I am here tonight to tell the public that you worked with that woman for almost 4 months. You worked with that woman for almost 4 months, from the old studio to the new studio. And you went on to rant and rave. But you wasn't aware, neither your partner was aware of a cyberbullying law, which my lawyer knows about. And you continue to say the guy on that show, they treat his wife like a prostitute. And it was, everything was relating to Real Talk. So the general manager, when he, of Synergy TV, Mr. O'Brien Haynes, when he viewed the video today, he said, Said, I am going to deal with it accordingly. So now, my wife now, seeing that you're relating to the show on TV, that the guy asking for $1,000 and he wants to be like Ian Allen and he wants to put up a building. And you even said the guy treat his wife like a prostitute. So before I go any further, let me educate you individuals who love to go on Facebook and blah, blah, blah from Tom, Dick to Harry. Listen this. And you could also go. Hold on. Let me rush it. A cyberbully is someone who transfers information which causes fear, intimidation, distress, or other harm to other persons, or detrimental to other person's health, emotional well-being, and self-esteem. This can take place on social media, such as on Facebook, and it can cause serious long-term harm. Anyone found guilty of cyberbullying by threatening or publishing private information which can cause public ridicule, contempt, hatred, or embarrassment can face penalties. You see, Real talk is to educate the people. When I got the 6 legislations passed and the 2 bills signed by the president, let me tell you something. I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So listen to this now. Listen what I just read here, where it came from. Under Section 18.3 of the Cybercrime Bill 2017, a person who commits an offense under this section is liable, listen to this, on summary conviction to a fine of $100,000 and 2, imprisonment for 3 years. I'm starting to laugh now. You know why? You know why? My lawyer said to me, Saeed, take your time. Let them rant and rave. Let them rant and rave. Now that was A. Now listen to B. On conviction or indictment to a fine of $250,000 and imprisonment for 5 years. So now you know why, Saieed Ali, do not go on Facebook and bash Tom, Dick and Harry. Now you know why. Because you see the information that was revealed from that ex-worker who said she lost her job because of a woman. I was the boss of that former employee, and I am the boss of the present woman. And I am here to tell you, they have worked within 3 to 4 months together, from my old studio to the new building in the new studio. So your relations in your video, the relations in your video was relating to a show on TV where the guy is asking for $1,000 and he wants to be like Ian Allen, and there's only one show on TV, on Synergy TV, that relates to what you are saying, my dear. You see, when I come on my platform, you see watch this. You see Real Talk with Saieed Ali is a registered production company with the Ministry of Legal Affairs. You see, every year I pay a certain amount of tax. I pay a certain amount of tax for Real Talk production. So it is a registered media house under Real Talk production. So my dear, you even threatened, tell the man of the show to take you to court. You say you have recordings. You say you have proof. Let me tell you something. That individual was not fired for no woman. And the recording they said I have is where I fired them. And I used obscene language in it. I will reveal the video on TV. But I'm just waiting on the general manager for Synergy TV to make some adjustments. You see, everybody just wants to go up on Facebook. Just imagine you telling everybody on Facebook that show, the man in that show, they treat his wife like a prostitute. When you end up in front of the magistrate, you go, and the magistrate asks you, does he have STD? You go answer the magistrate. How do you know that gentleman treats his wife as a prostitute? Probably BMW. You see, my lawyer is a very, very intelligent woman. She is a high court lawyer. She is specialized in murder case and medical negligence case. And she also does every business that I conduct. She have an input in it. So you will be getting letters pertaining to the cybercrime bill. You see, I don't rant and rave, you know. I just let everybody rant and rave. And when my mouth starts to open, it will be a different story. And you say your partner encouraged you to make it. Well, your partner right now owing me. Because when police assaulted him, I fund his case. Up to now, I ain't get a cent. Well, if it's a joke, you could even ask the general manager for Synergy TV why they get fired. So what they're labeling on Facebook is nothing to what they're saying. That's why I come out and I say, talk the truth. Don't talk half of the truth. Don't blame the woman for getting all fired. All work 4 months with the woman in the old studio and the new studio. The general manager for Synergy TV knew why those individuals got fired. But I, as a man, I don't rile up nobody. I don't rile up nobody. The BMW up, I see it. You see, that BMW is a two-door Sport. I bought that as a gift for my wife in the first week in December. So I want to know now how I treated my wife as a prostitute when I buy a car for over $200,000 for my wife. Nevertheless, my lawyer said to me, she said, you have your platform. It registered. Clear your name and we will deal with it. So I'm just waiting on the general manager, O'Brien Haynes, to say, okay, Saeed, go ahead and run the video. And I will run it unedited. So the viewers of Real Talk, will understand what the former employee said. And how damaging it is. Because you all, when I finish work 8 o'clock, and I go home, I just be working still. I just be up from 3 this morning. I left home 3:30 this morning to start my work. It's what all you did that caused you all to get fired. And the general manager from Synergy TV knew, and he knows why you all got fired. In firing you all, it costed me. Because 4 programmers had to, one of the programmers is my director presently. I must thank Eddie. You know, Ian Allen has mentioned a guy named Pink Socks. Eddie, Pink Socks, Kemp, Shane. 4 programmers had to reprogram my computer. And the general manager of Synergy TV knows that because he sent 2 of them. So he is reviewing the video of what was posted about a show on Synergy TV and how I drag it down. You see, I got to tell you something. Everybody just wants to go on Facebook and label Tom, Dick, and Harry. But all you don't know the consequences. That is why when Saieed Ali comes on his platform I come with documented. I come with documents and I come with facts. Because when I talk about something, it have a video to back it up. When I talk about something, it have a document to back it up. I didn't rant and rave, you know. I left it in my lawyer's hand. And I continued my show. When she finished diagnosing the situation, she said, Saieed, clear your name on air, but do it technical. So when individuals in Trinidad want to go up on Facebook and label Tom, Dick, and Harry and saying things ain't happen and saying things that not true and they're far from the truth, it have a consequence, it have a penalty. Let me tell you something, the public. Real talk is educate the public. Since the show started, I have been educating the public. And you know what's hard? You know what's hard about it? It's a former worker. It's a former worker. If you ask my workers behind my back how I treat them, they will tell you. I have 2 ladies presently working and 3 guys. And Monday, I'd have a next woman coming to work. But the host of that show on Synergy TV, they treat his wife like a prostitute. And I buy a sports model BMW for over $200,000 for my wife as a Christmas gift. So you go tell me, if that man on that show treating his wife like a prostitute, would he go out and spend that much? Call a good night.
Mr. Saieed, you don't have to explain these plebs and them your business. You're a man of etiquette. You're a man of character. And don't let them destroy your reputation. You stand on firm ground there and speak the truth to us, educate us, and these waste of space, these home wreckers, that is their duty. And give them the full brunt. Let your lawyer jam them as hard as they could get it. Don't spare them because they were past employees, because they're tarnishing your reputation for no reason. If they had some conduct and decorum, they would have been still employed there with you. You pay them a salary and that is it. Make them face the court and let them pay you what they don't have. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend with your wife. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. You see, I gotta tell you something. I am in negotiation presently with some people to buy a piece of land for $1 million. Let me tell you something. I don't have to do what I'm doing for Trinidad and Tobago. I don't have to do that. I got 6 legislations and 2 bills signed by the President of Trinidad and Tobago from September of 2019 to the 2nd week in December 2019. The reason why I was off air in December 2019 is because my system was down. The general manager of Synergy TV knows everything. All you ever see Saieed Ali on our Facebook Live mashing up anybody? Eh? We became the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago with the facts. I could have gone on Facebook Live and mash up Tom, Dick, and Harry. But I didn't do it. You know why? I know about the cybercrime bullying act. So for those of you who love to go on Facebook and love to bash Tom, Dick, and Harry, let me tell you something. If all you don't know about the law, if all you don't know about the law, follow it up. Follow it up. Under Section 18(3) of the Cybercrime Bill 2017, a person who commits an offense under the section is liable on a summary conviction to a fine of $100,000 and to imprisonment of 3 years, or, that is A, now listen B, on conviction on indictment to a fine of $250,000 and imprisonment for up to 5 years. I am educating you all. So tomorrow morning, when you get up and you want to go on your Facebook and you want to bash John Doe and bash Alive and John something, no, it have a cybercrime law. And you see, everything you was relating in your video, you directed to a show on Synergy TV. So what you did, you dragged Synergy TV. You dragged Synergy TV into your blasting. So now the general manager of Synergy TV is aware of it. I spoke with him today. He said he's going to deal with it. Caller, good night.
Hey, good night. How you doing?
Go right ahead. I'm good.
Good night. Yeah. Here I am. I have to go and get some beer from my column member boy to put on the headphones.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah. Here what's going on. I mean, I'm not no big educated person, but my layman common sense would tell me with this since this thing started with this COVID-19, why it is the government, I mean, they close on the borders, so automatically all the hotel rooms empty. Right? Why it is they couldn't use the hotel rooms instead of spending money for all these other places. And it would have cost plenty. My little colleges tell me they would have saved millions of dollars.
Thank you. Real talk is I should educate the public. I get Firearm Act up and running. The anti-gang legislation. No bail for repeat offender of a firearm. Eh? Anybody affiliating with a gang, no bail. I get child sex offender registry up and running. I push for it. We get the child sex offender registry now. That when you hear is a sex pervert now, they're putting your picture up and it's viewed all around the world. And you want to tell people now that show on Synergy TV, that man has STD, and you're telling the woman to go and check yourself. How come 2 years now, I on TV, Facebook, YouTube, how come you ain't blasting nobody? Because I am a smart individual. I know about laws and legislations because I pushed for 6 and I got it passed. The last thing we did before we went off air, before our system was not useful to us, was the 30 grams of marijuana where you could have in your possession. And what I'm starting to push for now is planter's license. I tell you, a guy see what I was doing from St. Vincent when they got the 30 grams passed, and he fly down to Trinidad. He have extraction labs in the US. He said, Saieed, I love what you're doing. And there's a businessman who's willing to invest hundreds of thousands of pounds, not TT and not US, pounds, into this. Caller, good night. We have enough time?
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
having a big problem with that officer in the South District. I know if you could assist me. I really wanted you to take this call on.
Call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow. Anytime it's police, call me privately.
Thanks, big man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Nevertheless, we will be right here back on Monday, Mashup Monday, as long as the general manager of Synergy TV gave me the okay to run the video. I will. I will. You see, I don't function just so, you know. All the time I listen to everybody with COVID, Rodriguez. Did anybody stop and think when a minister comes into a country, they get security details? Who provided details? Who asked for it? Who ordered it? How much was pumped into it? We did it. We asked. So viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night. Until we meet again, ila santa rahamaturu ola illa inda ama. Never let a problem get to you when you know you are in control. Viewers, be safe and enjoy the night until we meet again.